Hello everyone, welcome back to Best Life and Beyond and welcome back to the kitchen. Today we are going to be making dinner and dessert, and the theme for today, which not that I ever really try to stick to a theme, but today's recipes are going to be two 9x13 pans. So you're going to get dessert made in a 9x13 pan. It's a no-bake dessert, very easy, and a super easy casserole in a 9x13 pan. Probably some of the easiest things to make ever. Like I said, the dessert is no bake, and the dinner is something I have made probably a million times. I've made it, I think, even on this channel in Instagram Live, but Spencer requested it. He saw that I grabbed a rotisserie chicken from Costco and he's like, please make that casserole. So I make it all the time. I think I even made it during when we used to film Home is Where the Vlog Is during the pandemic. So it's the easiest throw together, simple. But today we're actually starting off making our dessert first because it needs time to set up in the refrigerator. Both of these are wonderful to make ahead. The dessert you have to make ahead because it needs at minimum maybe 3 to 4 hours in the fridge. But the dinner you could make and pop into the oven and have it in under, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. But again, we're gonna start off with our dessert. I'm gonna put the dessert in this 9x13 just because it's kind of one of my more like deeper dishes, I guess. This pan is what we're gonna be making our casserole dish in, and it actually, I think, is a 9x11, but really a 9x13 is what you use. I like a little bit wider if I can for this because of the topping that goes on top. It's just really good and crunchy, but it doesn't matter. 9x13 is the standard. So I guess that kind of ruins my theme now, doesn't it? Oh well. Anyway, so what we're gonna start off with is a no bake, and it's called an eclair cake. I've made this a few times. I usually keep it to the summer because it's a, you know, like I said, it's something you just pull out of the refrigerator. It's nice and cold, super easy to do. I do my own little kind of twist on it because it's not really an eclair. You're using graham crackers, but what I am doing for this, because I just happen to only have some chocolate graham crackers, so we're gonna make it with chocolate. The recipe originally calls for regular graham crackers. Use what you have. I feel like if you really like chocolate, there's no way chocolate can be bad. I'm actually 100% sure it'll probably actually be better, but you do what you need to do. I got this recipe quite some time ago. I want to say on Instagram, and so usually when I write down my recipes, I'll just write found somewhere, and I think I put Instagram with a question mark. So I don't know. I really need to start getting better about the source, and if I ever do have the source, I will put it in the description box below. And for these recipes, I will make sure that they're in the description box so that you have the best amount of ingredients that I am telling you and what you're gonna need. So for this, we are starting off with 2 boxes of instant Jell-O vanilla pudding. You could also do maybe like 1 cheesecake flavor and 1 vanilla, or both cheesecake if you want. I think I did a cheesecake box once, but I don't remember. These are the 3.4 ounce little boxes, and we're gonna mix them with 3 cups of cold milk. Sometimes, and I think I maybe did it once also, where I added a little bit of heavy whipping cream just to make it a bit thicker. You don't have to do that. I feel like it's absolutely not necessary. You're gonna use the bigger bowl if you can, because we're eventually gonna be putting heavy whipping cream, you know, in here and mixing it all to become this like, oh, it's so good. It's like pudding, but it's also very light because of the whipped cream. So use a little bit of a bigger bowl to start off. So let's open these packets. And again, you want nice cold milk, and then we're gonna put it in the fridge while we whip up our whipping cream. So I do wanna let you know, there are so many recipes out there that call for, let me tilt this down so you can see. There's so many recipes out there that call for Cool Whip in this. I can't stand Cool Whip if I can help it. Sometimes there's just recipes that you just kind of have to use it because it needs that extra, like, I want to say it's like oil that's in there, but we're not going to do that. We're going to actually make and use real heavy whipping cream. So That's what we're doing. Oh my gosh, these smell so good because of the vanilla. Oh. And I think I said it before, but these are the 3.4 ounce packets. Okay. All right, so we're gonna put those aside and we're gonna measure out. I've got it all over me. You'd think I'd be wearing an apron, but in the summer, if I can help it, I'm not going to. We're gonna use 3 cups of cold milk. I never usually buy whole milk, but I have it because I knew I was gonna be making this. It appears Spencer already got into the milk. Spencer?
Yeah?
Did you get into the milk?
Yeah, some cereal.
Okay. So we're gonna put, like I said, 3 cups of cold milk. Very good. We were listening to music earlier, so I think Spence was turning that off. Okay, there's 2 cups right here. Oh my goodness, why does artificial vanilla smell so good? All right, we're just gonna do, oh, there it is, about 3 cups, there you go. You could even do a little bit less if you want it to be thicker. I don't really worry about that. Should be okay. I haven't made this in a hot minute. Let me go grab my whisk. Yeah, I actually, now that I think about it, I haven't made this since this last summer. So that's kind of, I'm kind of a creature of habit where if I make something and I like it, I'll take a photo and then it kind of comes up on my memories and I go, oh, I really liked that. So that's kind of the situation with this. Ooh, doesn't that look good? Okay, so you just want to make sure you stir it till everything dissolves. You've probably made instant pudding before. It's no surprise. But you know what? I say it in every video. What might be very obvious and simple to some might not be for others. So I never judge. Sometimes making tuna salad hasn't been done before. You know, I have some friends that I know that are just now like, you know, living on their own and cooking, and I have some friends that are learning just the basics and they've reached out and said, hey, this actually helps me. So that makes me happy. You'll know it's kind of getting there because it'll get pretty, like, you know, thick. So we're gonna stick this in the fridge. Boop. Be right back. All right, next what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream, and we're gonna take 1/4 cup of sugar, and then I use a little bit of vanilla paste. You could just use some vanilla extract if you want. You also don't need to use the vanilla. It's not completely necessary because you already have artificial flavor of vanilla with the pudding. But I'm gonna do it because that's what I do. I like to use the paste because I like to see the, you know, the vanilla bean flecks. It just makes me happy. So that's what I'm gonna do. It says on the original recipe, it says 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. You could also use powdered sugar, and I think it makes it just a little bit lighter, but I'm just gonna use granulated sugar because it's sitting right there. So you do wanna have like a hand mixer if you can. If you can, maybe a stand mixer or hand mixer. You could do this by hand, but it's just a lot of work. So I recommend using a hand mixer. And again, you could use one, I believe the substitute is 1 thing of Cool Whip. If you like that flavor and you're down for it, I actually think it makes it last longer in the fridge if you use regular Cool Whip. So, you know, if that's what you want to do and that's what makes you happy, and maybe you have it, you really like that flavor, then go for it. Do what you gotta do, right? Okay, so like I said, always make sure, I always check the date, you know, I don't know, weird like that. And I just get the store brand of whipping cream, get whatever you gotta get. We're doing 1.5 cups. Gotta get back, this old thing, this old Pyrex measuring cup, you have to be eye level. I was using the one earlier where you don't have to be eye level. I love that thing. I should have got more of those, but then this is the old standby. It's good to have a variety of things in the kitchen, I think. And forgive me, my dishwasher's on. I don't know if you can hear it or not. All right, we're adding 1/4 cup of sugar. You don't have to add the sugar. Honestly, I'd probably sometimes do a little bit less because I don't like things too sweet. So see how it's just under? Really not that necessary. but I think it sweetens it up and it's good, and that's what we're doing. You want to use about, I don't know, about a tablespoon. I didn't write it down, so I don't really know how much, but I'm just gonna blop some in there and be happy. Boop, there we go. That'll have to do. And don't judge my hand mixer. It is like old and stained beyond belief. I've had this thing for, I don't even know, way too long. So we're gonna mix this up now. Just until you get stiff peaks. All right, little fun fact for you. Of course, when I was mixing this, the camera wasn't recording, but like I said, you want to mix it to nice stiff peaks. The stiffer, the better, personally, because it helps add structure to what it is we're making. But there you go. Look at, I don't know if you can see it, but maybe you can see those flecks of vanilla bean. See why I use a good vanilla bean paste? Thank you, Cheryl. She's the one who turned me on to that. She is a baker, so she knows. But, oh, pastry chef. Awesome. Anyway, so now we're gonna mix this. Well, we're gonna fold it in to our pudding mixture. All right, Mr. Pudding is out of the fridge. Now we're gonna fold this lovely whipping cream into the pudding mix. And if you haven't, again, because we don't assume everybody knows everything, if you haven't folded something in, this is what you do, basically. So, let me show you. You're gonna put it in there. This is just what I do. In fact, let me get a little bit of a better angle for you there, hopefully. I'm just gonna plop it all on there. I almost over whipped this, but again, I'd almost rather do that because you want it nice and stiff. Okay, get all that beautiful cream. You wanna have a nice like spatula, like a rubber or silicone, whatever, like this. That makes the job a lot better, a lot easier. We want to kind of fold it in like that. Let me bring it a little lower. So maybe this is your first time kind of doing something like this, okay? So we're not trying to, the idea is that we don't want to deflate all that air that we whipped in. So you want to almost go down the middle and turn. This is just how I was taught. Again, I'm not a chef. I am just Katie, who's been doing this for a long time. So we're turning it over. There we go, see? So we're not deflating it, we're mixing it in. Go down the middle, scoop it, and kind of turn it over. You have to have a little patience, and you just want to be delicate. Of course, some of it is going to deflate because think about how thick and heavy that pudding mixture is. There we go. See? It's not so bad. It's not as hard as, you know, some people make it out to be. See? So if you've never done that before, that's how you do it, you know? This is a perfect recipe to kind of show you how to do that. Now, because I wasn't recording while I was making the whipped cream, it's very easy. You just whip it and you'll see it start to thicken up. That's it. And you want to try not to over whip it because then it almost like starts to curdle. So that's something you want to, that's really all you need to know about that. So see how it's kind of coming together? You'll start to see that it becomes one thing, and you won't, like I obviously still have to keep going because look, we can see that pudding right there. And we're not just mixing it, because if you were to just take your whisk or a spoon and just mix it violently, not even violently, it would really deflate and there would almost be no point of all that whipped, you know, air that you put in there to make it all nice and fluffy. Okay, so we're just gonna keep on going a little bit longer. See how I'm still seeing some, I mean, hopefully you can with this terrible lighting in here. I need to have better lighting. And I did get a better camera, so you'll see that soon. We're upgrading a little bit. I did always want to keep these cooking vlogs to feel a little bit more personable and not too overproduced, because you have that with cooking shows. The idea of this is I want it to feel like you're over here at my kitchen counter, I noticed I always had friends and relatives. Every time they were over, I'd always be in the kitchen making something, and they just sit at this counter and watch. And that's kind of how I wanted this to feel, not super overproduced and perfect. So, but can we upgrade so you can have better visual on the food? I completely think there's room for improvement there. So that looks pretty darn good to me. It is very tempting to just stick your whole hand in there and just go to town, but we will not. We will resist. I'm gonna put this in the fridge now just so that it stays nice and cold. And we're gonna assemble the rest, or get ready to assemble our dessert. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the ganache topping. You're going to use 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, so that's why I say get a lot. And we are going to put it on the stove. We just want it to, when it starts to steam and get a little bit like some bubbles, a simmer, you do not want to boil this. If you get the cream too hot, it's not going to work. So I just keep a very close eye on it, and I'll show you what it looks like so you have kind of a visual of what we're looking for. What you're gonna do, I'm just telling you in advance, you're going to pour this over 8 ounces, I think it is, let me double check, 8 ounces of either semi-sweet chocolate, whatever kind of chocolate you want. I think the recipe just calls for semi-sweet, so you could use some chocolate chips. What I'm gonna do, I like to mix 3.5 ounces of milk chocolate and then 3.5 ounces of some really good dark chocolate. Then the rest, what is that, another ounce or so of semi-sweet chocolate chips. That's just what I do, but you know, so I'm gonna chop up this chocolate and I'm gonna use my scale. I double check, even though the weight is on the bars, I still double check with a kitchen scale. Honestly, best thing I ever got. If I can, I have something on my shirt. If I can, I will link a good kitchen scale on the video for you. So it's definitely worth getting. It's definitely worth investing. You're gonna just make much better recipes, especially if you're baking and stuff, if you have a kitchen scale. So that being said, let's chop up our chocolate first. We want to be all prepared so that we can focus on the heavy cream and not have it get too hot. So let's chop up some chocolate, everyone. It's not very exciting, but again, that's what we're doing. Okay, and you can get whatever chocolate you like. You don't even have to do this. This is just the extra chocoholic in me that likes the taste of this. I feel like the original recipe makes people probably so happy because it's just semi-sweet chocolate and it's super easy. You know, people love that. By the way, did you see the burn on my hand? Ow. I was proofing some bread in the oven and I touched the part where it gets nice and warm. That was pretty bonehead of me. I was like, no. So, okay, we're just chopping this chocolate up. Oh, okay. That was fun. That'll wake you up a bit, huh, Katie? Okay. Just want to have these in decent sized pieces so that when the warm cream hits them, it'll just be perfect. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, again, maybe not everybody's used a kitchen scale. We're gonna turn this on, okay? And then we're gonna set it down. So I have it in grams. We want ounces. So we're gonna change the unit to ounces. We're gonna 0 it. So you just touch the little, here, hold on. It's upside down, but let me turn it this way so that you can see it. There, can you see? So see how it says 0, hopefully? And now we're gonna put our bowl on there. Okay, I hope you can see it. Now see how it obviously weighed the bowl? We're gonna hit the 0 or the tare. You'll see that on there. And we're back to 0, okay? So let's put our chocolate in there and let's weigh it because again, it is on that package, but we never can be too sure. Okay, there we go. So little under 3. Hey, who says shrinkflation ain't a thing? All right, let's do the same with our lint. dark chocolate. This is the 70%. I like this ratio, but you know, you could do all milk chocolate if you want, if you're more of a milk chocolate person. Let's see, 4.97. Nice. It's kind of therapeutic to chop chocolate. Why is that? Maybe for me because I love chocolate. I love the smell of it. I love everything about it. It's so good. Okay. And let's put it in there. Please don't spill. It's like I just clean the countertops and then I go and make something messy every single time. How I manage to do this. Okay, what's it say? A little over 7. Okay, so the rest we're just gonna put in some semi-sweet chocolate chips. There we go. I can't see this very well. Oh, it's a little bit over. See how much fun this is? So a little over 8 ounces. There we go. So now let's focus on this heavy whipping cream. I'll move this out of the way. Okay, welcome to the stove. I have this on medium-low heat. You don't need to stir this at all. I'm just kind of trying to get it all down there. So again, we do not want this to boil, and I'm only showing you so that you can kind of see exactly what we're looking for. We just need this, you know, nice and warm. Okay, there we go. I hope you can see how it's just now starting to kind of like simmer and get bubbly on the edges. Right there is where we're gonna take it off the heat. Okay, just a sec. See how it's simmering? Boop, turn it off. That's it. See that? You with me, real time live. There we go. Pour that right over the chocolate. I'm gonna use this, where did I leave it? I wanna get all that beautiful cream. Oh, this is so heavy. Oh. It's like a workout. Okay, just making sure, getting all of that. Okay, now the warmth of that is going to melt all that chocolate. So let that be for a couple minutes, maybe about 2 or 3 minutes. Now, while we're waiting for that ganache to create itself, we're going to spray our 9x13 pan. I did this once where I didn't spray it, and it's okay. It's not like the end of the world, but just a little reminder if you're making this with me, spray your pan. So not a lot, obviously, but just a, see, what was that? Nothing. And then we will open our graham crackers. You use a whole box. Remember when this used to be so many more ounces? This is 12.2 ounces. So first thing we're gonna do, and I wrote this down on the recipe because the order and how many layers, that originally confused me. So we're doing a layer of graham crackers first. So, like I said, let's spray our pan. Put this down here so you can see it. Get a little closer. There you go. All right. Okay, there you go. You can see a bit better. We're gonna do a layer of graham crackers. And again, I told you this in the beginning, but you do not have to use chocolate. That's just what I'm doing because we like, I say we, Spencer does too, but I'm really the chocoholic here, so. And then I will just kind of break this, bada bing, bada boom. Boop, there we go. See, nothing to it. Then we're gonna put a layer of our cream right here. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit of a better angle and I'm not blocking the light. So let me go get that cream. That beautiful pudding. Oh my gosh, look at this, you guys. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Who are you, Magnolia? What was it? Magnolia, they made that banana pudding. Ooh, look at that. Remember, we don't want to go crazy stirring it. We just want to, you know, kind of do what I was showing you earlier. Hopefully this works well enough. Let me see here. Okay, so now we're gonna put a layer of this on top. You want to save this so you have enough. So I probably do about 3. That was so intense. You want to do about 3. This is why it's better not to have the smaller pieces of graham crackers, because while you're, you know what, I'm going to do a little bit more and then we're going to do an offset spatula. But this is why when you have the smaller graham cracker pieces, it's way more difficult. but we're having fun. We're not, look at, we're not trying to be all serious here. Of course I grabbed the biggest of my offset spout. What was I thinking? I can't really see. And to be fair, I'm filming. When I'm doing this, I'm not normally, okay, you know what? I can't even handle this. There we go. I got my smaller one. Okay. But yeah, this is why when you have those bigger pieces of graham crackers, it's a little bit easier to work with. I just, like I said, I'm like, oh, I have chocolate, I want chocolate, so that's what I did. And you have to kind of eyeball how much for the layers. You want to have enough that these graham crackers will absorb it and get all nice and squishy and delicious. So I guess kind of go by that. I'm probably gonna add a bit more because I'm judging. We have how many layers? I got 2 cream layers, so yeah, I could definitely add one more blop, one more dollop of it. And if you don't have enough, it's all right. It's just deliciousness. You'll be fine. Okay, hopefully we're still in frame here. All right, look at that beautiful layer. Ooh, okay. Now we're gonna add one more layer of graham crackers, but before that, I'm gonna kind of stir up our ganache. So I wanna make sure our chocolate looks nice and luscious and pretty, and in case for some reason we need to like warm it up. You wanna be pretty careful doing this so it doesn't splatter. I would probably use a bigger bowl if it's your first time. There, hopefully you can see a little bit better. Look at that. Oh, you know what I forgot? Butter. That's what I forgot, room temperature butter. You also need room temperature butter. I do that before you pour your heavy cream in there. I just happen to have my room temperature butter sitting there and I totally forgot. You need 1 tablespoon. Sorry about that. Hopefully the warmth will melt that down. You want the butter because it will help it eventually to solidify a little bit, but you also want that butter because it'll add this beautiful gloss to your ganache. Okay, look at that. You guys, we just made ganache. If you haven't made it before, congratulations, you just did. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Absolutely lovely. Now, I have seen a version of this recipe where people have just melted a thing of frosting, the store-bought, you know, the frosting. I don't really like that for this, but you know, you do you. If it makes it easier for you, isn't that beautiful? Okay, so we're gonna set that aside. Let's get back to our layering business. Okay, forgive me, there is a bit of a shadow, so we just have to kind of, I don't have any of my lighting situation right now because we're just kind of going with it. Oops, that one's upside down. Does it matter? No. I just love chocolate graham crackers. Does anybody remember Teddy Grahams? Remember those little things? That's what chocolate graham crackers are. They probably are the same thing, actually, now that I think about it. I just wish I would have remembered to grab the whole packs, but I didn't. Do they? Maybe they don't even make those in the chocolate version. I don't know. There we go. There's our layer. That'll be fine. All right, let's put our next layer of, our last layer of our whipped, beautiful deliciousness. This is where you can take the bowl and just put the whole thing on. So I'm gonna do that. I wish you guys could smell how good this smells. It smells like heaven over here. Oh my goodness. The smell is incredible. Probably could have done a little bit of a thicker layer for the first layer, but again, it's gonna be just fine. You just wanna make sure you have enough for 2 layers of cream and 3 layers of, or pudding, I don't know what you wanna call it, topping, cream, whatever. You want 2 layers of that and 3 layers of the graham crackers, okay? So easy. Look at that. Boom. And there we go. Now we're gonna pour this beautiful ganache on top, and look at this. Is this not the most satisfying, amazing thing you've ever seen? It is for me. And you'll have enough to cover this entire gorgeousness of chocolate. There we go. Okay. I want to get every ounce of that chocolate. When you're a chocoholic, you really want to get every ounce of it. Okay. I think I maybe did too much butter, but I don't think that'll be a problem. It's just us eating this. If I'm making it for, you know, a party or something, then for a bunch of people, then I'll be really exact with everything, but I just kind of lobbed some butter in there. Okay, folks, we're gonna stick this in the refrigerator. I'm gonna cover it, stick it in the refrigerator for at least, at the very minimum, 3 hours, but we won't be eating this until later tonight because I am going with my stepdad to help with some family stuff. So let's cover this up and stick it in the fridge. Okay, it is now time to start on our dinner. So again, this dinner you can totally make ahead and then pop it in the oven when you're ready to have it. So what I'm doing is, like I said, I have to go and help with some family stuff today. So I'm making everything. It's like 11 in the morning, and then I'm going to bake it tonight when I come back, and I'll show you, and that way that dessert has time to set up, and then we'll have time to show you our casserole. So let me put this camera down here a bit so that you can see. This is everything we're gonna need. I told you I've made this casserole so many times, it's absolutely ridiculous, but Spencer loves it. Every time I make it, the family loves it. It is the easiest non-nutritional, not nutritious casserole ever. It's, again, we are not going for health. It is just easy, delicious, and comforting. So you're gonna need a bag of egg noodles. I bought them when they were on sale. So if you saw the last, I don't know what recipe it was, but I'm pretty sure I used some egg noodles. So I just got 2 for $5 or something like that. I use a Costco rotisserie chicken. You don't even need the entire chicken. You can kind of customize this, use whatever you want. If you have a couple chicken breasts, use that, shred it up, do whatever you gotta do. You're gonna need some French fried onions, just this size pack. What is this? This is 6 ounces. And you're gonna need cheese. Cheese I can't help you with. You need to use whatever kind of cheese you want and however much. I had some with some Colby Jack and a little bit of cheddar from a couple nights ago, so I'm gonna use the rest of that, and then I'll probably use the rest of this 8-ounce block. So maybe a little over 8 ounces. You have to kind of go with the amount of cheese that you like. Sometimes people want to top it with some cheese and then the onions, do that. What you need is some French onion dip. So if you have this, I think Daisy makes a French onion dip as well. I haven't used that. I always get the Dean's French onion dip, and it's my favorite. Then you will need some cream of chicken soup. You could use any brand you want. You could also use cream of chicken and garlic. You could use cream of mushroom. I use that all the time. I just, again, happen to have that, and Campbell's was on sale. I think it was like, I don't know, it was a really good deal. I think it was like 6 for, I don't know, some amount of money. So that's what I'm using. Doesn't have to be store brand. Use whatever it is you have. You can also get the reduced sodium one if you're on a sodium restriction. We are not, so we're good. We often eat this casserole with a salad, so we do half of the plate with the noodles and the chicken casserole, and then half of the plate with maybe some steamed broccoli, or you can do some peas or maybe a nice salad, and that's delicious. That's probably what we'll do tonight. I don't know, because I haven't made it for dinner yet tonight, so we'll see. I've got my water boiling. We're gonna boil these noodles. So once that boils, we'll salt the water, stick that in there, and then we are not rinsing these noodles. Remember when I made pasta salad, how I told you to rinse your pasta? You're not doing it for these, so we'll just make sure that those are not. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of shred up this chicken. So I also realized while I was making the, whatchamacallit, when I was making the dessert, that I forgot to turn on one of my lights. So if it was a little dark, I want to apologize in advance. So I'm gonna use, I wanna say anywhere from 2 to 4 cups of chicken. I'm probably using a little bit less today because I saved some of the rest of the chicken because I'm gonna make some soup too. I did get this like really cool chicken shredder thing. If I can find it, I will link it for you, but I think it's so cool because you just put your chicken in there. You just put your chicken in there and then it kind of shreds it for you, which we tend to like the chicken shredded a little bit better. Okay, so you put it in there And then you just do this and then it shreds the chicken. It's pretty cool. Like I said, if I can link it, I will. But I just like it because it shreds it perfectly. Look at that, isn't that great? Get those perfect sized pieces. Easy to wash too. You just throw it in the, what do you call it? You just throw it in the dishwasher and then you're done. So we're gonna put this cheese in there. Probably, I'm putting the pre-shredded one that I already did in there first so I can kind of get an eye of how much I need. And you can use the bagged kind that has the cellulose on there for the anti-caking agent, but I don't think it melts as well. So if you want it to be a little more melty, shred your own cheese. So let's say about a cup of cheese, okay? You can always go more, but I'm just, for the measurement and for the sake of this video, we're gonna say about a cup of cheese. All right, I didn't quite use the whole block, but I don't know, I'd still say that's close to 8 ounces, maybe 6. So you just kind of have to eyeball it and go with what you like, you know? Go with how much cheese are you gonna want? Okay, you might hear Greta crunching on some carrots down there. She likes to have some carrots while I do this. So next thing I'm gonna do, I now have my chicken and my cheese in here. I'm gonna mix in the cream of chicken and the French onion. And I like to do this because then it's all like ready to go, you know, like the sauce, and then I really just mix in the noodles and bada bing, bada boom, it's all mixed. Okay, we got that cream of chicken in there. Now we're gonna add the French onion dip. Now I'm gonna tell you, one time I couldn't find this at the store like anywhere. I don't know when it happened, but it happened to me. And I tried to just make, you know, when you can use the Lipton soup packets with 16 ounces of sour cream, it did not turn out as good. Spence was fine and he ate it, but I didn't like it. So I'm just letting you know, I don't know like what you could do to substitute that. Like that is one of those things that it kind of makes the difference, but I don't know. So I'm just letting you know. So this is, I'm kind of stirring this beforehand so you can kind of see the texture that we're going for. It's, you know, you want to kind of have a decent sauce to noodle and chicken and cheese ratio. And if not, if like, let's just say you put way too much chicken in there, you put way too much cheese or whatever, just go ahead and add a little bit of sour cream. You should be fine. And then maybe if you do have one of those Lipton packets, you know, you could always just make a little bit of extra, right? I don't know. You can always add a little extra of the, you know, the cream of chicken soup or the cream of mushroom soup, just to have it. But I just wanted you to kind of see the texture. I know it looks absolutely disgusting, but it's gonna get baked and it smells good, if that's any consolation. For the casserole dish, make sure, this is your reminder, to spray your casserole dish. Don't forget, because it will stick. That is one of those things where it's like not even negotiable. So make sure you spray that. I'm gonna do that now so I don't forget it. Don't forget. And by the way, I was thinking about it, I did have less chicken, so you could honestly probably have this a bit thicker and it'll still be just fine. It's amazing how much it like melts and gets saucy. But you know, try it out. Maybe you like it a little more saucy, maybe you like it a little less saucy. I don't know, everybody's different. Okay. Hi, Greta. Hi, sweet girl. So I have drained my noodles. Oh, hello, dishwasher. These are still hot. Normally I'd let them cool a little bit, but I'm in a hurry. I have to get going here to go and help my stepdad. So I'm just gonna mix these in. Little word of advice, get a very big bowl, because I don't even think this is gonna be big enough, but I'm just well in advance, because you're here watching me, get a very big bowl. Cannot emphasize that enough, because mixing this all together, it's like, oh my gosh. And then remember to grease your pan. This is a little bigger than a 9 by 13. I think, I don't know, I believe it's like an 11 by 13, or I don't know, it's just a bit bigger. But the idea is use a 9 by 13 pan or something like this. So let's mix this all together. Oh man, I'm gonna just add a little bit and mix it in. This will start to kind of melt the cheese clearly, but we're not worried about that. We're just kind of gonna just do our best, okay? It smells so good already. Like, there's something about this casserole when I make this and people come over, they're like, what is that? As if it's this like something spectacular. Okay, it's all mixed in. Doesn't that look pretty? It does smell good though. So we have our greased pan. I'm gonna move this out of the way. We're going to pour that in. Bada bing, bada boom. I have it all spread out in the 9 by, well, we're just gonna say 9 by 13. We know it's not, but whatever. Now we're gonna put our French fried onions on there. Could not be easier. Okay, we're gonna cover this with some foil and then we're gonna pop it in the fridge and I will see you back tonight for dinner. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the oven now. It's several hours later. We're getting ready to have dinner. I've had the oven preheating at 350 degrees, so I'm gonna put it in covered like this with the foil on it for about 25 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna uncover it and let these French fried onions get all crispy and yummy. So it might take a little bit longer, but we'll see. It is hot out of the oven. I left it in there for about 30 minutes on 350 covered, and then probably uncovered for about 5 to 10 minutes. I wasn't really paying attention, but just keep an eye on it and make sure these are brown. It's not the worst thing if these get a little burnt. It is what it is. It's not that bad. But I'm gonna make us a little salad and then we're gonna have dinner. Oh, I just love watching it get all bubbly. It's so good. All right, I've already taken a scoop out. On Spence's plate. There you go, made us a little salad. All right, it's dinner time. It's crazy because it's not even all the way dark outside yet.
Longest days of the year.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, are you happy? You finally got your casserole. It's only been...
casserole again, the world famous Katie casserole.
I don't remember. I feel like this came from a cookbook a long time ago.
Probably. You made me a batch, so I remember brought it to Malibu, and then you left me with the leftovers, and then I was like, needed a batch. I was like, can you make another batch of that?
Good.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's the comfort
That's the
food.
stuff people don't know. This one's addicting.
It is, huh? I don't know what it is.
Because it's got like a zing to it, but like not too much.
It's the sour cream or the French onion.
It's the French onion. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's good though. I like it too, and it's really good leftovers. It's great. Greta, she's waiting for her carrots. Go get your carrots. Here you go. She gets some of those while we eat dinner. That's her favorite thing. Forget to eat your salad too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That thing.
All right, we're gonna eat and then I will show you dessert.
Uh-oh.
Are you excited about dessert? Do you even know what it is?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I heard you say something about that it wasn't baked.
Yeah, it's not baked.
That's all I know.
Okay. All right, well, you'll find out. And it is now dessert time. I brought this out of the fridge. It's been in there since, I don't know, maybe noon when I finished it. It's now almost 8 o'clock. I put some rainbow. I put some red, white, and blue sprinkles on there because I am one patriotic gal. So I like the soft sprinkles. I think I got these on one of our Target videos if you watched. But yeah, we're gonna slice this up and give it a try. Spence, you excited?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So there's the inside. It's not the easiest to scoop out. I'm just letting you know that because, well, it just isn't. But that's what it looks like, and there's what it looks like on the plate. Look at that ganache. See that shine right there? That's why we put a little bit of butter. But it looks looks kind of gross like that, but it doesn't. I promise you, it's good. Don't let the looks fool you. Spence, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you remember when I made this, like,
I feel like I remember.
yeah, I made it last summer.
Mm-hmm.
Good?
That was good.
Do you like it with the chocolate graham crackers? That's what I do.
Yeah, I do.
I feel like it's better.
It kind of,
Yummy.
yeah, and it still tastes like graham though.
Yeah, not just like mush.
Really good.
Good. All right. And it's nice and cold.
Yeah, you
That's
do get a
why
lot of
it's
this.
good. You did last summer.
It's like a cake. You know?
Yeah, but it's nice and light with the, whatchamacallit, with the fresh whipped cream and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And see how the cookies get, or the graham crackers get kind of nice and soft,
Yeah.
but not, you know. All right. Good,
Really
good. Okay, I'm gonna excuse the lighting. It's just not good right now because we're just kind of eating and then we're going. Are we going out on a walk, Greta?
Oh, yeah, it makes money.
Come on. We're not. There you go. This is very good.
It's epic. The chocolate's really good on top and just,
The ganache.
yeah.
And my ganache.
Yeah.
It's funny because I think when you make it with regular graham crackers, I don't like it as much. I think the chocolate graham, to me, is just a little bit better.
Well, it makes more sense.
It's better, right? Well, I think the other idea is it's supposed to be like an eclair, but
If you were doing a more strawberry thing, I would say do graham.
yeah, like,
Or fruit.
yeah, this just makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good though. Did we finish the whole thing?
Almost.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you make any of these recipes, as always, let me know in the comment section below. This lighting is so bad and it's making my eyes look like but whatever. Anyway, thank you guys again so much for watching. Thank you to our Patreons, our members.
Thank you for making.
You're welcome. We will see you next time. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet.
Bye-bye, everybody.